Welcome once again to our business development series of 2025. It is a very special event, especially for professional development team. We've been waiting for this event. We still use some BDS series throughout the year. We sprinkle them throughout the year, but this is our key business development event of the year. And it's a very exciting part because our team actually is in charge to make sure that it's a success and that to make sure that we have great speakers. So, dear friends, we had a lovely speaker on the topic of LinkedIn this morning, and this is our second session, a magical session that I've been looking forward so much. Dear Nicola, please help me to share the screen and our slides.
Okay.
And while we're doing so, I want to share a little bit of a context. So while chatting with fellow coaches, we also often ask, who do you want to hear? What topics do you want to hear? And in relation with BDS, very often people say they want marketing, sales, branding, LinkedIn, as a matter of fact. But there were quite a few coaches who actually mentioned Lenka's name to me. And I thought, okay, I better read the book, because they mentioned the book. And after reading Lenka's book, I had this absolute knowing that we have to invite her to ICF Singapore chapter. And I was absolutely ecstatic when she said yes. So it's absolute joy that Lenka is here today, sharing her wisdom, sharing her knowledge, her energy, what is the most important with us today. If we move to the next slide, you can once again see, thank you for all the applause. It's our second session, as I mentioned. Before I introduce properly Lenka, we have 2 more sessions tomorrow, and it will be the pricing and it will be branding session tomorrow. Please make sure if you didn't sign up to sign up. Now, without further ado, let me introduce our lovely and amazing speaker for today. Lenka Lutonska is the creator of Business Energetics. I'm going to come back to CC points. Lenka is author of the best-selling energetic and selling and marketing book and a globally recognized coach, speaker, and a thought leader. Born in Slovakia and moving to the UK at 19, she went from working in McDonald's to building a multi-7-figure global business, a journey that included losing everything and rising stronger. Today, she is known as the woman industry leaders turn to when traditional strategy stops working and they're ready to scale through energy, identity, and self-leadership. Through her academy and teachings, Lenka has impacted thousands of entrepreneurs, guiding them to calibrate to their next level of wealth and impact, not by doing more, but by being more. A certified NLP master coach and trainer, she has spent 2 decades pioneering a new business paradigm where energy is strategy and frequency is the business plan. Dear friends, it's absolute joy to welcome Lenka Lutonska. Let's put our virtual hands together.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful, wonderful welcome, Irina, and everyone. And I must say, I feel so good to be here. I feel like I came home because we have a room full of extraordinary coaches, right? So I know you really well because I am you. And I know that what is very important to you is to be of massive service to others. Is that true? You want to help possibly as many people as possible. And would you agree with me and let me know in the comments that going on my own experience, there can be this little almost conflict or a fight of 2 of our desires or 2 aspects of us. One is I want to help as many people as possible. I want to be an extraordinary coach. I want to make a real difference in the world. I want to put my skills to real use. And the other one says, yes, I want to be generously paid by it, but making a lot of money and to be of extraordinary service, something in me is clashing. As in, I don't know if you can relate, but I thought in past that it's those coaches that is more bling than substance that make a ton of money. or they must be really, really good marketers and salespeople, and all of it is there. But underneath that, I'm a good coach. This is what's most important to me. So do let me know if any of you think like that, because it's just one of the sneaky ways how our human mind, sometimes I call this part of ourselves a little human, is preventing us from actually becoming the most impactful coach, and therefore generously rewarded coach, and therefore generously paid coach, as it should be. So today, during the time we'll spend together, it is my absolute knowing, not just desire, knowing that we're going to put these two parts together, where making a lot of money and being of great service to others can be one thing and will be one thing, and where perhaps what we're going to do here together, because yes, we will work with your energy, your energetic self, can help you shift through perhaps any plateaus you might be experiencing, or help it make it easier for you to get to that next level of you, your coaching business, you as a coach, because sales revenues are really, really part of it. Is that okay with you? Yes? Okay. Now, I would love to hear from you what specifically and what else you desire to happen out of this time together. What do you want to walk away with? Let's set some intentions. Write in the chat, perhaps, what is it that I really want to walk away from? Why am I here? Why? I know some of you had to even swap places to actually get here, or some of you are postponing dinners and so forth. So 1 hour or 1.5 hours to me, it's very, very precious. So why are you going to invest this time? What are you going to get out of it? Let's set those intentions, let's set those expectations, and let's put it out there. And I will be glancing at it and including it in my teachings, if you like. Now, I organize these workshops in a very, very simple way. I've been told that I will be the first one ever, first presenter ever that will be presenting without slides. Now, don't you think just because I don't have a slides that I didn't prepare for you? I did. I'm very, very ready for you, but I have to practice what I preach. And one of the things that I preach very much, it's presence, it's connection, which I believe is absolutely crucial in selling and facilitating transformation. So I want to be present for you more than slides could ever allow. I want to be connected to you. So I will go on a chat, but I do have my notes. I do have a beautiful handout for you ready when the time will come, that you will take away and you will be using. I know you will be using it daily, for your sales, for your business, of your coaching business, and so forth. And I have for you also beautiful integration gift that I know you will hugely benefit from. But I want to be connected to you. So more you write in the chat, better for me. Okay. So let's just read, and better for us. Let's just read a few answers, few intentions for this workshop. So Cynthia says, I want to understand how exactly marketing will help me and how I get clients without sounding like a used car salesperson. I want to sell authentically and organically and have my clients feel that they can succeed. Amazing. Anyone can relate. I don't want to be sell like everyone else, like I'm reading these blueprints and sounding like I want to be me. I want to be me when I'm marketing, when I'm selling. Love that. And that's definitely what energetic selling and marketing can help you with. I want to know, Jeffrey says, how to sell and market my coaching services successfully. Yes, beautiful. Ramaya, I love the idea of selling is an energy transfer, and I want to deepen this connection concept. Beautiful, you will. Erika says she's an introverted person and she wants to know how to sell with energy as an introverted person. Perfect. Wendy says, I want to have an effective use of my energy, reaching more people, making bigger impact. Beautiful. Karthik says, to gain perspective on lead generation to sales from an energetic shift, that will definitely get there. Okay, beautiful. I could read on and on. So have all of these intentions in here, and let's get started. So I organized this workshop around six very, very simple, what I call energetic principles of effortless selling. When I say effortless, it doesn't mean with zero effort. I mean with far less effort than we're used to. Because we all know that it's much nicer when we perhaps practice our marketing and selling, that we do something or say something or write something and we have got great response. So it feels effortless rather than having to push and sell and talk and do more and more and more and more. And we see very little for it. Now, let me tell you, I know that story really well. My starting point where energetic selling and marketing was really born was a really 2 years of solid struggle when after I lost my first coaching business to a corporate psychopath. What a story. I found myself in a depths of struggle. I lost all the savings, all the money I had, and at the time I had a very young family. I had two little boys, and big determination as it I'm going to rebuild my business. I'm going to make my dream come true. I do want to make a huge difference in the world. I'm going to be world class and well-known coach. So what I did is what many of us committed entrepreneurs and coaches do. I put up my sleeves and let's go to work. And I would go to plenty of networking events where I would offer speaking at certain topics. And I cannot tell you how many times I was on that stage sharing with others how amazing, how I can help them with X, Y, Z, because coaching is so useful for this and for this. And I would deliver these talks and deliver these invitations. And many people would come after I talked saying how inspirational I was, how it resonated. And then nothing. Zero clients. I would go home, drive in my car, tears falling down, mask fell off. I no longer was having to stand there pretending to be a successful woman when behind the closed doors, I had difficulty to sometimes even pay the household bills. My husband was really starting to think, well, and speaking to me in a way that, well, don't you think if it was meant to work, it should and it would work by now, and you're being selfish, and there was a friction in our relationship and I felt shite, and so forth and so forth. So this was my life for 2 solid years when I was giving so much effort, when I was running on overdrive, determined to succeed, and nothing was happening. Few clients here and there, but just not enough to even sometimes pay the household bills. So I know that story, but how does one go from there to actually selling far more effortlessly? And well, if I were to give you the first tip or energetic principle, which by the way, the underlying principle of all principle is this: everything is energy. We know this, right? We know that everything is energy. I mean, that was proven beyond any doubt by now. Study after study shows that it doesn't matter how our senses, our physical senses beautifully lie. They give us this illusion, very much needed illusion, that I'm over here, you're over there. That actually, when we look at a subatomic level at pretty much anything and everything is energy. And if we were to suck out all the matter from the world and from all humanity, we could put all, I think it's 8 billion of us, into a sugar cube. That's how much matter there actually is on entire planet. So everything is energy. But what does it actually mean for us when it comes to growing our coaching business, when it comes to selling, when it comes to marketing, when it really comes to actually doing it in a way that feels good, when we don't feel salesy, when we don't feel pushy? Well, what it means is that our energy is what actually sells or repels. It's our energy, our energetic signature that draws those ideal clients to us or repels them before we even speak. So, back then I could be on that stage again and again, speaking to others how amazing coach I am. I wouldn't say it in those words, but I was trying to portray how amazing coach I am. Just try me. But underneath that, what was my energy communicating, not my words, my energy was communicating, was please hire me. Someone hire me. I need that money. I need to prove myself that I'm actually good enough. And that is what clients will hear, not consciously, but as we know, communication is largely energetic. We perceive very much through body language and so forth, more than through words. Words is what, 7%? So energy really introduces us before we even speak. So that if everything is energy, and energy is really selling or repelling our ideal clients, isn't it worthwhile to pause and think about what my energy is actually communicating and how can I shift my energy and tweak my energy so that I can sell more effortlessly with far less effort, so that I can attract those clients more easily. So that's where the principle of all principles. And before we go into that first tip, I do want to ask you one question, if that's okay, because I want to make sure that this hour or so that where you'll be receiving is really, really worthwhile. So I have a little poll for you, a little question for you, okay? And it's a simple question, and we can have poll 1, or is it the same poll? Oh, yes, you're already answering. On a scale 0 to 10, how effective do you feel your current approach is at converting interest into paying clients without feeling pushy or inauthentic? So let's start answering that question. Now, what I see in front of me, I don't know if you want to see it, I'm seeing results. Can I also see where I can actually vote? So beautiful. Let's answer that question. On a scale 0 to 10, how effective do I feel my current selling approach is at converting interest into paying clients without feeling pushy or inauthentic? All right. So I'll read the initial results shortly, but let's just agree that we want this up, right? We want this number to go up. So what would my first energetic principle or tip be in order to bring this number to 10, if you choose to, in order to break through that plateau, through that glass ceiling, and make yourself selling effortless? And it would be to sell from the identity of, I lovingly call her or him, selling superstar, rather than from your current identity. And let me unpack what I mean by that. If you are honest with yourself about how the sales and marketing and client attraction, all of that, how it's going in your business right now, what would you write for yourself? You'd probably write maybe some good things. There's always some good stuff. Maybe I became pretty good at lead generation. But also you'll possibly write some not so good stuff, some opportunities or challenges, or what you want to improve, where you're at when you describe honestly. There will be probably lots of opportunities. I want more sales. Maybe some of you feel I need more sales. Some of you may feel this marketing and selling is like, oh my God, it's like Spanish village. It's so much. It's so complicated. So whatever it is that you would write on this reflection, and it's worthwhile to actually sit down and write openly. How is my marketing? How is my selling? Some of you write, it's awkward. All of that is an aspect of who you currently are, right? Your comfort zone, who you are. I lovingly call this aspect of us, who I currently am, my little human Lenka. Little Lenka. Is not that I'm belittling myself. I'm just acknowledging that who I am right now, physically, what my mind knows, what my body holds, what I'm used to, all the knowledge I accumulated and all the experience I accumulating over sales and marketing and everything else is not all that I am. It's aspect of me, my little me, little human. There is more to myself. There is more to who I truly am. There is more to who you truly are. Because all of us have got a higher identity, a higher self, and we sense it, we call it many ways. Some of you call it my higher self. Can any of you just give me a hands? I can relate. I talk to my higher self, or I sense that. Some of us call it my soul. Some of us call it my vision. Any of you have a vision, like, yes, vision. My vision is this, or my intention is this. Whatever you call that, that's an aspect of you that knows so much more than my little human. So I sometimes call it higher self or my soul. For the purpose of this workshop, we'll call that aspect of you your selling superstar. Can we? Yes. And the reason why I would like to call it the selling superstar is because I know that selling superstar is in each and every one of you. Do you know why I know? Because you're here. You want to increase your selling and marketing, the effectiveness massively. So I know you want to. Don't you want to? I mean, raise your hands if you want to be selling superstar, if you want to really sell with integrity and joy and magnetism, and it's easy and it's attracting your clients and you're changing the world because you're facilitating more and more and more transformations for your coaching and so forth. Yes. So it's inside of every one of us. So I'm talking here about, I'm simplifying a little bit, but about two identities of ours. One, our current self, my current me, my little human, that will have its own set of beliefs, own set of experience, values, and so forth. Who I am right now, my comfort zone. And we have that identity of ours that we often perceive as vision. Me, the self, who is already selling superstar, who is already enjoying the level of impact and income you are here to, you're meant to make an experience. Now, I have a couple of questions for you on that. How often do you meet your selling superstar, your intentional self, your vision? How often do you meet with him or her? Or perhaps when was the last time I met him? Once a week, weekly, okay? I meet him or her sometimes during meditation. Not often enough. When I get a win, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Now, I'm here to tell you that from my experience, to go from that level of struggle when I couldn't sell anything to selling millions in coaching and education on repeat is this. Number one, go and meet her, meet him, not just daily, as much as you can connect with that aspect of you. Make it as important as your life depends on it, because it does. Because that aspect of you, that vision, that selling superstar of you, so selling superstar, holds everything else. It holds every single step, an idea that will help you to bring your business where you want it to be. It holds answer to all of the questions you might have. It holds absolutely everything. But I understand that it's for us, hardworking, committed, dedicated coaches, is not so easy sometimes to put it in order of priorities because we perceive that aspect of ourselves. I mean, when I say vision, we often perceive it as something that might or might not happen. True? It's my desire. I would love to make it happen, but will I? Well, hopefully if I work hard enough. So we often project that aspect of ourselves onto our what we call future, psychological future. Now you might be familiar with the idea that future, whereas it exists psychologically, we experience the future. But fundamentally, though, when we zoom into the energetic level, it doesn't exist. It's a filter of our mind. We perceive through the filter of past and future. Everything preexists in infinite. Now, have you heard of this idea? Useful idea to think about. Because it's two different things when we think of my selling superstar or my vision self as something that may or might not happen, or maybe you will say it will happen. Good, better. But it's still future. And as we know, future never comes, so we project it onto the future. When we connect, truly connect with that higher self, the selling superstar, we collapse the time and we bring that future into now. We step into that identity now. And so I will tell you how I've done that and how I'm doing that nowadays, because that to me is selling super accelerator number one. Okay, connection with that identity where you already have all you desire, where you already sell easily, effortlessly, and so forth. So when I started doing this work more consciously, again, at the time, the things were dire. And every day I was dropping my two young boys at a time to school. And I would walk with them for 6 minutes to school. And at some point, it occurred to me that what about if I take that opportunity walking back from school, it would last 6 minutes. What about if I walk back, not in identity of who I am? You know, who I was striving coach, overlooked coach. I wanted to succeed, but I wasn't succeeding coach. I had no structure to my day type of coach. That's who I was. So if I, for those 6 minutes when I walk back from school to home, what if I walk not as that coach, not as that me, but I will walk as world-class coach. And in my mind, I created this phrase: I am a £250,000 business owner, and I'll walk as that. So for me, at the time, it was the highest version of success I could tap into, highest version of my identity I could tap into. The owner of a £250,000 coaching business. So I would walk back from school as that. I would just pretend to myself I am that already. And I would notice what was different. Well, I noticed that I would hold myself a little higher, a little straighter. I would breathe a little differently. I would walk a little differently. I wouldn't necessarily dress differently or anything like that, but I would feel inside differently and my physiology would be different. I would look forward to coming home. I would smile a little more. So for 6 minutes straight, I would walk from school home as real me. I call this real me also. So that's one way how you can connect with your selling superstar. And nowadays I call this new me walk or real me walk, where you leave at home your current self, leave him at home and go for whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you like, or 6 minutes, as I did. Go for a walk as a selling superstar, as your selling superstar. And just notice what's different in your body. Because what you're doing is you're already priming your internal neurology, your energy, your awareness, and your intuitive intelligence. So if there is some idea or some gap, whatever there might be, that needs to be addressed or needs to come to your awareness for you to actually physically become selling superstar, everything will come in from that place. You're priming yourself. You're carrying this energy in your body. Okay? So, and then that's not the only time when I would, of course, connect with my higher self, with my selling superstar. I would create a mantra around it. Could we create a mantra for you? The mantra for me at the time was, I am an owner of a $250,000 a year coaching business. That was the mantra to me that brought all those feelings into my body. I could just go there. Nowadays, I have a different mantra. I have a mantra about 100 million movement. But it's still something, a mantra, unique mantra for me, that when I say it to myself, oh, I'm there, my body feels it. Is it okay to create a mantra for yourself? Could we do it now? Yes. Now, I would love to hear those mantras. We'll give ourselves literally just a minute or two to think about or feel into what kind of mantra could help me to immediately step into that identity of mine that would, or yours rather, that would open everything up. But before that, I will say this. This is not about convincing your current self that that's who you are. Like, I'm going to say to myself over and over and over until I believe it. No, you literally move your perception from who you are to, I'm just going to step momentarily and become this version of me. It's completely two different things. Also, for some of you, it may be quite difficult if you're not used to this, or it may be too far out. As in, I don't know, I'm a world-class sought after coach and TEDx speaker. I'm just making it up. So let's say that's your next version of you, that that's who you're meant to be. But your mind may go, yes, but how? Yes, but it's too far out. Yes, but, yes, but. So it's a little too difficult to connect with it emotionally. So start with, wouldn't it be wonderful if? Or would it be like if I was a world-class sought-after coach and a TEDx speaker? Wouldn't it be wonderful if? Or what would it be like if? So it's like a door opener to that identity until you feel more comfortable with I am. Okay? So let's hear, if you can put just for a minute or so music on, and let's hear those mantras unique to you that connect you with your selling superstar, with your high level identity. Let's hear them in the comments, please. Okay. Beautiful. If we can close the music just for now, silence the music, and I'll just read two amazing ones. Heidi says, my mantra is, um, I am a highly sought after public speaker and transformational coach with a global reach and a 1 million in an annual revenues. Very good, very powerful. I feel it as I'm reading it, and it's very specific. Specificity truly helps as well. And one more, Karthik says, I am a world-class coach who runs a 500K coaching business and have helped 50,000 clients. Amazing. I think we can all have that sense of how powerful that energy is. Beautiful. Now, here is the thing. More you connect with this version of you in any way, better. Visualization, journaling. What is the day like in this version of me? What are her or his belief systems? Get to know yourself as this. But let me tell you what can happen when you not only just start connecting with this version of you, but also when you start selling as that version of you, because this is really what it comes down to. Am I selling as my current self, or am I selling as my real self, as my selling superstar? So I remember in one of those days, I had a conversation with Lisa, who was one of those few clients who, during that networking events, said, "I would like to talk to you about potentially coaching with you." Yes. So I'm talking to Lisa on the phone back then. Finally, somebody is genuinely inquiring, and I'm listening to what she needs. It's very, very clear to me that we're a perfect match, that I can help her through my coaching. And but also she's sharing with me as we're having this conversation how the money is tight and this is happening in the family. And so as I'm listening to her, she didn't never said anything, but as I'm listening to her, I'm already in my mind reducing my fee because I need this sale, and she wouldn't be able to afford my full fee anyway. So by the time it came to it, I reduced it by 50%, and I give her this offer because I want to make it easy for you. Normally I would charge this much, but for you, Lisa, it's going to be this much. You know what she said? I'll think about it. And then when she thought about it, what did she say? No, sorry, I decided I'm not going for it. And I was distraught. Such a great offer. Why? Because again, what I was truly communicating is I need this sale. My clients, I don't believe I'm worth the full fee. I don't believe my client can actually afford that full fee or be resourceful enough to pay for that full fee. That's what my energy was saying. And I need to prove myself. So that's what was communicated. And I know it for a fact because later she told me directly that that's why she didn't go for it, because she felt that already, if I'm discounting my fees now, I mean, she needed a powerful coach to hold her vision, not somebody who is devaluing herself before we even started. 18 months later, in that time, of course, I started to work a lot with myself and my energy. We had another coaching conversation with her. This time, my fees went up by 7 times in that time. Before that brief conversation was over, she was, okay, I would like to pay in full, Lenka. Let me put this on my credit card. So she paid 7 times higher fee right there and then. Because why? Because that time I was no longer selling as a little Lenka. I was selling from a higher identity. I was practicing this connection. I was embodying this connection. And before each sales call, I would connect with this version of me. We'll get there. Okay? And for those of you, is there anyone here? I would like to hear. Is there anyone here still that this high level identity, it just sounds perhaps too esoteric, not too logical? I don't know if I can trust it. It sounds good. It sounds all empowering. But I hear you. I totally hear you. In fact, I had one very strong and visceral experience. One of those times when I was driving in my car with tears falling down and literally asking God, what does it take? I'm working so hard. What does it take to succeed? And maybe I'm not meant to succeed because I'm putting into it everything I can, everything I can. So in that depth of desperation, I heard, I cannot explain it in any other way, that from within me, I heard a very strong, I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't be able to plant a desire in your heart if you are not meant to live it. And this is what I perceive our high level identity is, our vision is. It's the call from our soul, from the universe within, and how it wants to express itself through us. It's not that we want it, it wants us more than we want it possibly. Yes. So learning to trust it and let that identity guide us is, again, I consider it to be number one sales and marketing tool. Okay. So use it. Okay. Number two, start thinking and seeing things as your selling superstar does. In other words, really take your time to align your belief system with the belief system of your selling superstar. Because I'm telling you, if you're not making as much sales or not having as many clients or not making as much impact as you desire, it's because there is part of you that doesn't want to, that is resistant. Many of you will appreciate that for us to achieve what you desire, all three aspects of us need to sing in harmony and want it equally. Yes, our identity, which we just worked on. Yes, let's step into that identity. Identity, subconscious mind, so little human mind needs to agree. My mind needs to agree and want to go there. And my body, my nervous system. If one of these is in disharmony, I will not sell out. I will not go there. So this is where the belief system comes in. Our mind thinks in, of course, patterns. And while, of course, this is not, we wouldn't have enough time during this workshop to look at entire belief system behind your selling, let's just bring into the forefront a few beliefs about selling, in my experience, create this resistance from our mind, and also bring into your unique, perhaps limiting beliefs about selling that are that are not supporting you in selling effortlessly, in attracting soul-aligned clients easily. So number one, from my experience, number one belief of a little human that plays in many change makers' mind that is not supporting us is this one. Selling means taking away from my clients, taking money away from my clients. That it's taking away something and giving me something. Any of you thought like that sometimes? And this is really, what is this? If you think, I mean, in one way, if we try hard, it could be true. That's a perspective. It's a perspective. If I sell my coaching service, clients is going to be short of whatever we charged for, and that money is coming to me. So it's taking away money from them and it's coming to me. But is it the healthiest perspective? Is it the only perspective? No. Your selling superstar is certainly not looking at selling like that it's taken away from clients and coming to me. Your selling superstar will know that selling, or at least that's my belief system, is the highest expression of love for my clients, or highest expression of caring for my clients. It's the highest expression. Do you believe that? That selling is the form of highest expression of caring for my clients. And it's not taking away anything from anyone. It's a give experience, because yes, clients will give into themselves. It's such a precious moment of sale. Now I'm already tapping into that perspective that your selling superstar holds, or potential perspectives, because that's all we're talking about, the belief system. And I know I'm not going to spend too much time here because we have a room of world-class coaches here, so I know you know how important belief system is. But if we simplify it, I like to simplify it sometimes. Beliefs are perspectives we used to hold, we used to identify ourselves with, we used to step into them as if they're true. But are they? No. So if I know it doesn't serve me, that selling is taken away from clients, it doesn't serve me, I can consciously step away from the train, create a distance, and choose a different perspective, find a different perspective, and try it on me again, as a superstar, selling superstar does. Selling, what would it be like if I knew that selling is the highest expression of service and love and care for my clients? What would it be like if I knew that selling is giving? When I sell, we become each other's channels of abundance with clients. Okay. Next perspective or belief of a little human that sometimes stands in a way is that, well, now that clients pay me, I've got to deliver. What if I don't? What if I don't? What if they don't get results? Any of you sometimes have that little on your mind? Even a little incongruence like this can create real disharmony, because most of you want to go into the next level of clients, revenues, and so forth. But if there is one anchor and fear, like, but what if I don't deliver? That can stop the entire ship. One anchor can stop the entire ship. So, okay. Is it that I don't deliver? So what is the healthier way of thinking? Perhaps what's important to realize here, if I think like that I've got to deliver, is that my inner child wants to take responsibility, where it's not for my inner child to take any responsibility. And perhaps it also stems from my unconscious need to want to save the clients, push them up the hill of transformation. Now, let me introduce me quickly to one of my very quick metaphors that may serve many of you in selling, but also otherwise. And that is pushing clients up the hill of transformation or empowering them. We push them when we have this unconscious need to save them. Like, I've got to do it. Over my dead body, my clients will get results. So we push them up you go. So we break our boundaries, we overgive, we undercharge, we sell from that place, and so forth. Clients often get results in a short term. You stop working with them, they may even turn against you. They may ghost you. Because why? Because daddy, mommy withdrew their love. And the wounded child is not happy. So they will be now angry at you. Empowering clients is when you stand on that hill and you shine the light like a lighthouse, giving your clients all the guidance, inspiration for them to make their way up. So this is the only way how we get them to opportunity to self-source the empowerment and so forth. Much healthier. And it's from this place, empowerment, where we want to look at what the real responsibilities are. So sometimes I give my clients exercise. If you're scared that you're not delivering or you won't deliver, you've got to reorganize what are the true responsibilities, how you serve the clients. You potentially are falling into saving mentality. And from empowerment mentality, what are those responsibilities are meant to be? What are your client's responsibilities and what are your responsibilities in delivering that service? Okay. So we want to truly take time to recalibrate our belief system so it matches the belief system of our superstar in relation to selling. So what do I believe about selling? So we close that gap, belief gap. And in terms of our clients, what do I believe about clients? Quick reflection. Your current potential clients, what are they like? If you were to describe your audience, what are they like? Are they engaged with you? Can they afford your services? Do they love to buy from you? Or I don't know where to find them, and they don't engage with me that much. They like to take stuff for free, but when it comes to investment, oi, oi, oi. What is your potential audience like? I will tell you at one point, I was delivering a talk, and when I finished, I got off the stage, and one powerful coach, woman, came to me and she said, Lenka, how do you do this? You have this really big audience of clients who pay you thousands upon thousands again and again. Now, my audience, I don't know, they can't afford what I have. How do you do this? And I told her it's not about how do I do that. It's who I am and what do I project onto my clients. I have same audience as you. Same audience. It's just I never think of my clients as they can't afford my services. I never do. I would do them disservice. I don't consider my clients that, I'm not their banker. I know they're resourceful. I know they're powerful. I know they love to invest in themselves because they're similar to me. So, in other words, I was communicating my belief system about my clients, and it was vastly different to this coach's belief system, because that's what's happening. Whether we like it or not, we're going to think something about our audience, about our potential clients. We're going to think something of them. And what we think of them, our beliefs will be projected onto them. Remember, everything is energy. Energetically, we are connected. So we will be activating those aspects of themselves that are like our beliefs about them. So if we think of our audience that they don't engage me, they just want free stuff, oh yes, that will become your reality. If we believe about them that my clients love, that they really, really prioritize their personal development, because I do, more of that will become your reality. So have a look. What are your even most common objections? Yes. Or stuff you hear from your clients. If there is a repetitive pattern, it will reflect either your belief. That's why it's a pattern. It shows you that it's your belief being projected back at you, or your own pattern that you do to yourself and others. Your business will reflect everything. Once I had a client who said, Lenka, my clients, I'm selling this course, amazing course, but I have only very few buyers because they don't even read my emails. They don't even open my blinking emails, and let alone buying from me. I said, let's change the way you perceive them. You can decide what we're going to believe about our clients. Then everything will shift. The way we sell it, the way we market, naturally it will shift. So she did this. She created her own new belief system by design, conscious design. And within the next 2 days, she pretty much sold out the course. It shifted. Her sales revenues shifted massively. Does this make little sense to you? So part of belief system is, yes, about sales, but also about our coaching potential clients and existing clients, of course, as well. Our beliefs about money. It's worthwhile to look at our belief system around money because that's connected to selling. And of course, belief system about you. Yes. So have a look at the difference. And again, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, it's okay of let's reprogram our subconscious mind. It's nothing wrong with it, but I just think it's much faster, and I like fast. It's much faster and more effective way to literally, when we realize that this belief doesn't serve me or this way of thinking doesn't serve me, to consciously step out of that identity of old and step into identity of my real self, my selling superstar. Because when I shift that identity, belief system follows. Okay. All right. Now, I will have a beautiful integration gift for you. Those of you that I was thinking what to give you to, so because it's not just about this hour and a little bit that we spent together. This is about what from now. So I will give you access to my book, Energetic Selling and Marketing, in both PDF, Kindle, and audio format for free. And in there, you will also find an audio that is very simply named is energetic selling mastery affirmations. Okay. And in there, I took time some time ago to really look at the belief system of purpose driven coach, entrepreneur that sells well, that sells with integrity and ease. So you can listen to those. I call them affirmations, but not necessarily, oh, I'm going to reprogram my mind, but let them inspire you and step if there isn't like, aha. So practice it, stepping into that identity of yours where you already believe it. Or what would it be like if I already knew this? Yes. So you'll get that audio as well. All right. Okay. Next, energetic tip or principle number 3. Let's sell more actively. Let's not rely on passive selling. What do I mean by that? Embarrassing personal story. At one of these points, when I was going through those 2 years of struggle and lack and more struggle, I found myself at one point, yes, I dropped the kids to school. And on the way back, I stopped at a local supermarket to buy a family dinner. And before I walked into supermarket, I thought, let me have a look how much money I actually have on my card because I don't know. So I went to cash point and checked my balance and it read £7.30. And it was like that cash machine gave me a big slap because I had a solid 7+ years of business experience behind me. And I was there having £7.30 to my name, not even enough for family dinner. I was so embarrassed and I thought, how the F did I get here? How the F did I get myself here? And you know what I did? I went home. I said, I'm not having this. I'm literally not having this anymore. And I took out a box of business cards that I collected from all of those networking events I attended over the last couple of years. And I started to call, especially those that expressed some interest in my work and so forth. I was shaking. It was so unelegant. I was fluffy, but I had no choice. I had £7.30 to my name. So I called. I said something like, I could help you with that. Would you be interested to talk about it? Or I would like to share with you, we met such and such, and this was a blah, blah, blah. Ugh. Anyway, by the end of the day, I closed £2,000 worth of business. And I thought, why didn't do this before? I will tell you why I didn't do it before. I tell you why I didn't outreach, I didn't actively sell. Because I was telling myself that that's not what coaches do. I have more integrity than that. I just need to show the world how amazing coach I am. And they approach me. I was waiting. But you see, that's very disempowering energy, I realized. Nowadays, what I teach is that if we want to come our fullness as coaches, entrepreneurs, men and women, we've got to use what was given to us, DNA of feminine and masculine energy, empowered feminine and masculine. That's how the babies are made. when the empowered feminine and masculine energy come together. That's how the miracles are made. That's how external growth is made, when feminine and masculine, empowered feminine and masculine energy come together. What it means in selling, what it means in our beautiful coaching businesses is that we don't wait for clients to come. That's this empowered feminine energy, waiting energy. What we do, we activate, we initiate. That's empowered masculine. Yes, we choose who I am, what's my next business. We choose, that's the feminine creativity and claiming. But we initiate, we take that action. We are the first. And that's empowered masculine. So I would like to ask you, do you do this, and do you do this enough? When you create opportunity for clients to say yes or no? When you say, I have this beautiful thing, energetic selling and marketing, amazing book. Would you like it? Would you like to have it? It's yes or no. It's yes or no, no, thank you. But don't we sometimes think that actually asking, actually initiating, doesn't our little human sometimes think that, well, that's pushy? No, it's not. Yes? It's just we're not used to it. I mean, do share with me, my dear ones. Is there a space for us to sell more often, more direct, actively? Yes? Okay. So I'm here to lovingly remind you, make yourself uncomfortable. Yes. My goodness, I'll never forget. Now I'm going almost a decade ago when I first became a coach. I got certified as NLP coach, and I left my job because I'm going to change the world. No clients, no clients. So my first thing that I knew I could do is to print handout flyers. So I printed some flyers about phobia or something like that, and I was going to distribute them in a car park. So one car will get one flyer. I was so scared I didn't get out of car. I was paralyzed with fear. I didn't get out of the car and I didn't distribute those flyers. I went back home crying. I was so paralyzed. But you know what? I came back and I did distribute with just horrible feeling in my tummy. I did distribute those flyers. Later on, when I was learning about sales, I remember how I had literally at the time I wanted Audi TT to motivate me to get through that horrible feeling in my belly when I actually picked up the phone and was calling those that inquired. Why we feel those horrible feelings in our body, and why our mind is coming up with all those, oh, but you'll come across as desperate, oh, but you'll come across as pushy, oh, but you'll come across as sales, because we haven't been there. It's beyond our comfort zone. And we have a faculty in our mind, you know this very well, that wants to protect our current sense of identity, that wants to keep us where we are right now. It's just more safe, more comfortable. So, of course, the mind will come up with whatever it can. So, nowadays, I'm a huge believer in what I call hashtag divine discomfort. Even though my mind is saying these things, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make that offer. I'm going to run this webinar. I'm going to make myself uncomfortable because I know it's right. That's the only thing that's needed. And as you do it consistently over a short period of time, in no time, you will think, what was I making fuss about? It will become part of your normal in as little as even less than a month. So here's my loving invitation to make yourself divinely uncomfortable when it comes to selling. Try it for a month, see where you are, where are your results in 1 month. Okay? And do it often, every day. Little bit every day, not all of it in one day. No, little bit every day. Okay? Of course, for that, we want to be detached. Because I believe we cannot sell at our maximum effectiveness and power when we are attached to the yes. To me, selling is not about getting yes. That's not what selling is. Selling is simply supporting client through discomfort of committing to change. And it's for me to help them to make the right decision for them to make the decision, not me. And whether the decision is yes or no, it's perfectly fine. It's when let's say when client is talking to you, you're having sales conversation, clients don't know what to do, right? So my job as sales superstar is for them is to know what they're going to do, to decide what they're going to do. Whether it's yes or no or something else, it doesn't matter. But they decided what they're going to do. They're not in I don't know. They're not in confusion. They're not in let me think about it. Not healthy. That's not where transformation lies. So whether it's yes or no, we don't care. We don't care. We've done our job. It's from this detachment where you can then be more present. You see all these fears. I don't want to come salesy. I don't want to come pushy. That's when we actually are focused on myself. I focus how I come across. But when I lose that and I tell myself, hold on, I'm here to make an impact, not to please anybody or to come across as this or that. So I can redirect my attention to the client that I'm talking or clients that I'm talking. So those are two other tips, but one is practice detachment and practice presence for your client. That's what the clients feel, whether it comes to one-to-many selling or one-to-one selling. That's what the client feel, your presence. Is he there for me or is he there for them? And it can only happen when we continually learn to redirect the presence onto client and create a genuine heart-to-heart connection. Again, I'm coming to the actual process that will help you with all of this. But these are some of the principles of energetic selling that are worthwhile to keep reminding ourselves and embodying. Okay? And the last one, the last tip or energetic principle would be this one. Get sales and marketing advice from the most powerful source, from within yourself. It's myself, my selling superstar, my vision, my 100 million version of me, or whatever it is that your future version of me, my soul, where I source my next sales strategy, my next move, my next idea, my next program or service. Not externally. We are so used to, we are bombarded with information, aren't we? Do things this way. When you do it this way, that's when you succeed. It's so easy to fall into this, what I call reactive consciousness, to do things as everyone else is doing, to follow their formulas, their how-tos. But there is no better formula, no better how-to, no better strategy than from within yourself. Nobody has access to the potency of strategies, techniques, and every little step than you do, and it's within you. So this is where that intuitive intelligence, intuitive guidance come in, to start moving consciously more and more from reactive consciousness, learning from others, doing what everyone else does, creating as such, because that's what people will buy. and so forth, and to go creative, fully creative. And we start trusting our intuition, our heart, our within. So for that, I have a beautiful little process for you that will help you with all of that. A 4-step process that will help you to move away from reactive consciousness and over to creative consciousness, where your millions, metaphorically and literally lie, exist. It will help you to strengthen your intuitive guidance. I know that you all are working with your intuition, but can't hurt, right? If you strengthen that intuitive guidance, and mainly we pride that intuitive guidance so it works for your favor. So you get the ideas and awareness that matches that selling superstar. You will become simply more magnetic in your marketing and selling when you practice this 4-step process. This 4-step process is what, to me, it's been my North Star all the way from 10 years ago now, exactly, when I opened my online business. I'm proclaiming I'm a global coach. I opened a Facebook group with a few group members. And this 4-step process has been my North Star to what truly, truly helped me to bring my impact income to where it is today, and where I know it will continually grow it more and more. So I call this process for you the call framework, because, sales call, and let's answer the call. So you will all get handout with this. Perhaps we could share it in the comments. It's a Dropbox link. But let's go through this very briefly, okay? Before we wrap up. So ideally, if you can, I suggest to do this process, to go through this exercise first thing in the morning. If you cannot, no biggie at all. You can do it anytime during the day, and maybe you can do it in a simplified version, even before your sales calls, before your webinars, and so for any important communications, you can do this before that. It will really, really help you. It takes minimum 10 minutes, but if you want to spend more on it, perfect. Okay? So what you want, the first part of the process, step 1, that's why it's called the call. C is for clear your energy. What I mean by that is you're going to consciously invite any fear, any doubt, any perspective that is not serving you, but might be there. You're going to invite it to surface, and you give it specificity. So if I feel like, oh, I'm scared that I will not buy, I will write it down. This is what I'm saying to myself. And then I acknowledge it's just energy. It's not truth. It's just perspective. So with each sentence, each energy, whatever it is, stress, fear, doubt, limiting belief, whatever it might be, I acknowledge for what it is, and then I release it in some way, consciously release it. The way I often release it is simply, I see you, I thank you, I release you. Or you can imagine that with the breath, you draw it out and you send it into some form of purple fire. That's enough. But you want this, you want to clear your energy, because if you have got, now I do this in the morning, and sometimes I wake up, even nowadays, wake up with a little knot in my tummy. I don't know why, but I don't want to put plaster of fake positivity over it, because I know if there is something unacknowledged, unattended, it will still influence my ways of thinking, what I say, what I choose, strategies, and so forth. So I'll bring it consciously up and I'll release it. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're already priming our intuitive guidance, because sometimes our intuition always matches our energy. And no, thank you, I don't want inner guidance that matches fears or doubts or anything like that. That's what got me a corporate psychopath. I followed my intuition back then, or I thought, but I was praying back then, oh my God, I'm scared I'll lose my business. So I need somebody to help me to grow it. Well, my prayers got answered. Yes. Second, so you might spend 3 minutes on this or longer if you choose to. A stands for align with your most successful self. So this is where we talk about we're stepping consciously into that identity. We started this call with that, this session with that. So that's what you will do for 3 minutes. It's enough. I am ... You imagine it in your body until you feel it in your body. I am a £250,000 business owner and a sought after coach, or whatever you wrote in that unique mantra of yours, or write, or imagine, whatever. Few minutes connecting with your identity until you feel it in your body. Again, you're priming your intuition here. Step 3, listen. So for 3 minutes, you simply listen for that inner guidance. And here are some powerful questions for that. How does this version of me, the one I just connected with, the selling superstar, the future version of me or the real version of me, how does this version of me want to express through me today? Anything that wants to come through? If yes, note it down. Or what is my 1% part in this co-creation? And notice 1%, because I believe 99% is the universe within, but my 1% is equally important. So what is my part in this? Whatever comes through, take it as it's given to you. And sometimes you'll get loads, sometimes you get nothing, and that's fine because you are, again, opening your intuitive guidance. You're strengthening your intuitive channel. And lastly, L is for leave it, lock it. In other words, apply it. Whatever you got on that list when you were listening, so pick 1, 2, or 3 that you will apply, that you will do, ideally in the first part of the day. Pick those that make you feel uncomfortable. We're already speaking about why, because it's those that make you, that actually grow you. It's that those are those actions or ideas that make you feel uncomfortable. It's those through which you embody more of your vision self, more of your selling superstar. Okay, so that's what it is called for. So C is for clear your energy, 3 minutes or more. Yes. A is for align with your most successful self, with a selling superstar. Step into that identity. L is for listen for that inner guidance. And the other L is for leave it, lock it in your body. So take that action. Okay? Again, my challenge to you, allow yourself to do this process for 10 minutes or more if you choose to every day. And let's see what's going to happen in a month. Do you believe those sales revenues will go up? I think so. I know so. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's recalibrate. Let's ask the same question that I asked from at the beginning. Let's step into that identity of ours that is truly us. And on a scale 0 to 10, how effective do you feel your current approach is converting interest into paying clients without being pushy or authentic? So incorporating what we just talked about, how effective do you think your sales approach will be? Is it going to be more effective? Let's answer this question. And in the meantime, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I will give it over to Irina.
Thank you so much, dear friends. A big round of applause to our amazing, energetic, inspiring speaker, Lenka Lutonska. Thank you so much. And I can already see that our poll is showing much different results, much more tens, as we didn't have any tens before. And most of the people are, on the higher average of the scale. So amazing job. Lenka, what an incredible energy you hold. And I think I'm echoing all the 75 participants that we have. I can understand why energy sells and why energy represents you so amazingly. Thank you so much. I absolutely would love to take this picture with all of us. So please, everybody, come on your camera. Would love to see your beautiful, energized, inspired faces. Let's take one picture with Lenka for our social media. And please stay to the end because we will send you your CC units after you fill out the feedback form. So please do not leave before you fill out your feedback form, all right? Now, what we're going to do, dear Nicola, please take our picture. We're going to do a big heart, okay, to Lenka, to our new version of Sales Superstar, sending love to each other and all the best to each other.
1, 2, 3. Got it. And just one more.
One more for our prosperity and all the positive energy and
1,
huge
2,
gratitude.
3. Thank you.
Lenka,
Stunning.
thank you so much. It was amazing.
Huge pleasure. I honestly cannot say just how much pleasure this gives me. Amazing connecting with all of you. It's my true desire. You take this, you play with this. You are magnificent, and I really thank you for invitation. It means a lot. Thank you.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I know that so many people had probably some questions as well, but your energy was so magnificent. I was like, no, let Lenka talk. We don't take space for questions right now. So as we close off, let's please put our slides right now where we will ask you, dear friends, to fill out your feedback form. We would like to know what you liked, what we can improve for next time. Maybe you have some ideas about topics or speakers. So let's take just 1 minute. And the email that you will put in here, that email we will use to send you your certificates, okay? It will arrive between now and in a few days, you should have it actually, max 2 weeks though. Okay, so just 1 minute. We will have a recording of this amazing workshop in internal resources of ICF Singapore portal. You will need to log in with your login identity and you will find the recording. So in case somebody wants to rewatch or signed up and could not make it today, this is the opportunity where the recording will be. I think while people are sharing, I would love to read out one comment from Praveen who is saying, "Thank you, Lenka. My little boy is attracted to your energy, asking, what's her name? I want to go to her house." I thought it was a very funny and sweet comment, but a lot of gratitude to you, Lenka, in the chat. Not sure if you had a chance to look at it. All right, dear friends, you can also take then a moment after we finish this session in a few minutes. I would like to quickly mention about also tomorrow's event. So our BDS series is today and tomorrow. We had an incredible 2 sessions today. We have 2 more coming up tomorrow. And tomorrow at 12, we have a speaker who will speak about pricing, 5 ways to increase your corporate prices. And please make sure that you use the recent link. The link to this event has been changed in the Zoom account. So if you signed up for tomorrow, please use the most recent link. You will also find it in my email. And also at 5 p.m. tomorrow, we have a branding workshop for you from Larry Lou. We hope to see you in both of these workshops. And with that, our dear lovely friends, I want to thank you for taking this time. Oh, there's one more thing that I clearly should mention. We have a WhatsApp community for our ICF members. If you want to exchange your coaching, peer coaching, it's purely for our members, and increase your hours, your expertise, or for whatever reason you want to practice, please join this community, and you will find we have more than 100 members by now exchanging coaching with each other, primarily ACC level, as I believe. So do join if you're interested with this QR code. And yes, I think that's that. With that, thank you all for showing up this evening. And once again, a huge, humongous gratitude to Lenka for her incredible energy. Let's all send her all our love, all our emojis for showing up early in the morning in London, taking time, taking her incredible energy to share such an insightful gifts with us, which when I read her book and she actually gave us as a gift, thank you, Lenka. I thought, no, we have to have in professional development Lenka's speech, and it manifested. So thank you, Lenka, once again. A big applause from all of us. I wish all of you a lovely evening. Lenka, a wonderful day. May you inspire millions on your way, which I'm sure you will.